No, 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 no.
Hey, this is a really spur-of-the-moment video that I didn't really plan out. I just happened to be on my Twitter timeline and I saw some spicy opinions about the new She-Ra reboot. Turns out the new reboot sucks. The one that hasn't come out yet. The one that we only have still images for. Turns out she's not sexy enough. That's it. She's not hot enough. This children's cartoon character's not, it doesn't turn me on enough as an adult. But don't take my cucky word for it. Let's listen to this alpha male talk about how whatever.
So for people who, I don't know, you're 12 or you're 70 and you don't know what She-Ra is, She-Ra was a spin-off of He-Man that did pretty darn good. I think she started like a year after He-Man and had a good long run. It's a very, very classic thing for girls who grew up in the 80s that they were very proud of She-Ra. She-Ra was kind of in the Wonder Woman mode. She was a statuesque warrior who could also be very feminine and motherly, and she was very physically attractive, but also a very good person. SJWs, of course, have huge issues with this, specifically with the physicality things.
Oh no, not the dreaded SJWs! I'm honestly at a point in my life where anyone who uses SJW unironically, I kind of just ignore what they have to say. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and keep going. I'm sure you have actual points to make here.
Well, two of the big tenets of SJWs is no representation and no body shaming.
Remember the representation part. It's gonna be on the pop quiz.
Thundercats, classic boys' adventure cartoon from the 80s, of course, repurposed as effeminate hipster trash. Basically, they took all the nuts out of adventure. You know, there's no like struggling through physical adversity. It's just, tee-hee, isn't it funny? His name is Lion-O. Haha, swords. What's the deal with them? And I made a video about, you know, where I said things like this are very, very important. You know, even if you have the best dad, he's most likely at work for 8-10 hours with commute. And role models in media are very, very important. And I brought up role models of mine, you know, Luke Skywalker and even Kermit the Frog.
Wait. Hold on. Did you just say that role models are important? So, seeing someone like you on screen who you can relate to is important? That sounds a lot like more representation, ya fucking swidge! I agree with you on that, actually. Having role models in media is important. And I don't think there shouldn't be role models for young white boys out there. But I also think there should be role models for young lesbians, young trans people, young people of color who don't always see themselves in media. Oh my god, is this even about She-Ra anymore?
Boss. But they want to take these things away because they're problematic. Masculinity is problematic. Any kind of physical struggle, any kind of fighting, oh my god. Man, nowadays, the kid gets bullied, he fights back, and even the kid bullying gets detention or expulsion. Like, it's crazy. And when it did, it's created the people that we have now, this current generation of, you know, that they can't handle any adversity. They expect constant emotional validation. They have no ability to parse small issues from huge issues. That's why everyone's a Nazi. That's why the world is constantly, oh my god, Trump didn't bow to the queen. Like, they literally look for things to be offended and hurt by.
Dude, you made a 30-minute video bitching about She-Ra being too butch. Who's the one looking for stuff to be offended by?
So then on the other hand, you have stuff like the She-Ra situation, where they see a woman that is classically female looking, that is statuesque, that is beautiful, and they go, oh, we've got to stop that. So, plot twist, M. Night Shyamalan plot twist, the boyish lesbian showrunner decided to reboot She-Ra as a boyish lesbian. So this is one of those things where I say, they go, oh my gosh, you said lesbian and you didn't immediately follow with a compliment. This is huge.
Who are you talking about? Who is this secret band of lesbian warriors attacking any cis man who would dare say anything slightly controversial about them? Just a few minutes ago, you were talking about how important it was for people to have role models growing up. So why wouldn't it make sense to you for a lesbian woman to make a character who might be a role model to other young people like her? This isn't even an attack on She-Ra as a show, because you don't even know what the show is gonna be like. We have like 5 stills and no video.
But more realistically, I I like lesbian heroes. I like all kinds of heroes. I like heroes. I only want to watch shows about heroes, heroic people, or at least people trying to be heroic. That's why everyone's like, are you watching a show about the sociopathic lawyers who are always having affairs? I go, no. I don't want to spend time around those people in real life. I don't want to spend fictionalized versions of those people. I want to be around good people. You aspire to be better. So you give me a lesbian hero who's a legitimately good, well-written character, well acted. I love it. I freaking love White Canary. Like, she's one of the best characters in live action. They have like statistically improbable gay characters. This is cool, and he's fun, and he's funny, and he's quirky, and badass all the time. In fact, they even make a big deal about how he out the height differences between everyone through like artful camera arrangements and sometimes literally short people stepping on boxes. But they're doing these cast photos, and he's like a foot taller than the other men. He's a beast. But they do a funny bit where he's a computer nerd, so he's not the best fighter. They do White Canary. She's bi, but they kind of drop the bi thing, and they're just like, yeah, she is a hardcore lesbian. But she's very fun and funny and quirky, and she can be very motherly and feminine, and she's got like a full range of a personality. So I don't have a problem with it, but that's a show really for mostly teens to adults. And I talked about the keynotes and critical infrastructure theory. That is, going back to, before I was in the military, if you make a lot of false assumptions. I actually thought I thought the military was a lot more like movies. Before I was in, like, I thought you'd have like this locker and you'd have your weapons in there and you'd go check it out. You're like, I'm going to the range. Like, you don't do anything without, everything is very prescribed, and God, boy, you lose a bayonet and like nobody gets to go home.
What the fuck does this have to do with She-Ra, dude? What are you talking about?
The thing is, obviously, I had assumptions about war. I was like, when you go war, you go and you take over everything. Like, every farmhouse has a soldier. It's like, nobody cares about farmhouse. Nobody cares about this. What you do in a war is you take over keynotes and critical infrastructure. So you will go to that major bridge that leads into town, and you will take that. You will take the oil refinery. You will take the power plant. You will take the water treatment. Man, there's a lot. You would not believe how many objectives in war are water treatment facilities, because they're a big freaking deal. That's the real power in an area, is things like that. So, when SJWs, they're not trying to take over every single little book. What they're really concentrated on are the keynotes. That's why it was huge when they got Aubrey Sitterson on G.I. Joe, an avowed, very far left-wing socialist. And that's why it was a huge victory when they got him on, and it was a huge defeat when they got him off.
Oh, you're a crazy person. This isn't a war. This is... I have to explain this. I have to actually explain this to what I assume is an adult. This isn't a war. No one's trying to take over anything. A woman is making a cartoon. Fuck me, right? I guess this is the end of the world. Can you imagine seeing a single cartoon like this and thinking that the entire world is out to get you? Also, I'm 10 minutes into this video and he said like 2 things about She-Ra, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Yeah, I just realized I spent all this time talking about this video. I didn't really say my thoughts on She-Ra. It looks alright. I don't know. I'm kind of sick of seeing the same style. I get why it's easier to reproduce and everything. It looks just, I'm not interested in it. I don't know. Bye.
She